For our Spotlight segment on Long Island, very happy to have in studio Amos Goodman. He is the chairman of Forward Long Island. It's a New York State political action committee. We welcome Amos Goodman to our program. How are you?
I'm doing great, Jay. Thanks so much for having me.
This is an interesting concept, really only been around because I had asked you, how long has Forward Long Island been in operation? You were telling me about a year.
We just set it up about a year ago and have gone full bore last 4 or 5 months, really in the run-up to November's elections and beyond. And we view these elections as critical. We think there's a real deficit of leadership. And across the board, it's time for politicians to be held accountable for their record, accountable for their ethics. That's true for congressional candidates. It's also true at the local level and the state level as well. Why their taxes are going up, where their taxes are going, who's a good steward of money, and who's fritting that away. Those are critical issues. Look, I'm 31. I think it's my generation's time and responsibility. Step forward, come up with new ideas, support principled candidates who will ensure that generations ahead have the same opportunities that we took for granted, frankly. This was my idea to take some of the lessons I learned from business in the private sector, come back to Long Island, and to see what we can do in order to get folks passionate about politics again. I cut my teeth in the private sector, worked corporate finance, especially around aerospace and defense, which is industries that at one point Long Island was pioneers in. I mean, this was where the lunar module was created. We still have businesses here like Comtech that are doing great work, but you're also seeing lots of closures of plants, and you're seeing a middle-class way of life that's eroding and an American dream that's less assured.
When I kind of read everything about you guys, it concentrated a little bit on the Republican candidates, but you were telling me it's really about all candidates, about bringing the necessary policies to light so everybody can kind of get a good vantage point of what's going on, right?
Look, I'm a Republican. I work for Governor Romney's campaign. I'm an East Hampton Town Republican committeeman. Certainly that's where my political allegiances are, but I don't think any one party has a monopoly on good ideas, and I think we're soliciting good views and good policies from across the political spectrum. We've become too divided as Long Islanders and as Americans into these sort of intractable camps. The truth and the best solution is probably somewhere in between.
Voter turnout is key as far as getting those issues resolved by some of the key folks out there. Do you find that to be a big problem?
I do. It worries me. The future of our democracy is really about folks being engaged, folks coming out and voting. That's the number one duty of citizenship. And I think some of this is caused by cynicism. People hear politicians say, you can have everything for nothing. There won't be hard choices. And that isn't the case. We have trade-offs to make. We can decide those as adults when we're told by our leaders. Otherwise, I think people just sort of tune out. They hear the same talking points, the same poll-tested ideas. I'm trying to provide some degree of clarity and fresh air and get people excited again.
Find there are a lot of good people out there running for office?
Absolutely. We are looking very hard at a number of races across Long Island, state Senate races, a few assembly races. The caliber of folks that are coming forward is exciting, it's encouraging. It reflects the character and the caliber of the folks on Long Island. And we need to help those folks that are willing to put themselves out there, that have new ideas, and that's what we're all about. Politics is local, and East Hampton is a place that is my home and is close to my heart. But the lessons and the values that I learned in East Hampton, I think, are values that Long Islanders share. Values of hard work and self-sufficiency, not relying on government, not relying on the state, handouts, having local control, be it over education, be it over any number of issues. And we're working hard to keep folks honest. So politicians that don't fight for our job, we're going to make them fight for theirs. And that's what it's about.
Folks, we might have a rising star in hand here. His name, Amos Goodman. He is the chairman of Forward Long Island. It's been around about a year, but you're going to be hearing a lot about this, I predict. It's a New York State Political Action Committee, and Amos is certainly on the fight for great causes out there. Amos, thanks so much for popping in.
Thanks, Jay. Really appreciate it. And have folks check out our website, forwardlongisland.org, and really look forward to hearing from people.
Excellent. We'll definitely get you back soon.